Hey guys, we'll be starting in a few minutes.
Thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. Jesus, the notorious just. Please us with your lyrical thesis. We just welcome, top billing, silver, one minute, medium, middle C, Malibu sea, green, dawn peace, palm trees, cats stay Pablo, and milked out Diablo. The williest one, it just be the silliest. The more I smoke, the smaller the silly gets. Room 112, where the players dwell, and stands for cancer, Riverdale. Inhale, make you feel good like Tony. Pick up in your middle like Moni. She don't know me, but she's setting up the blow. Try to style slide off with a hoe. Escada Don Gala, player, safe clergy. Game so tight, they call it version. Oh, I need to know where we stand. We share the same love. I know I do. What about you? I just can't live without we go. You with you. I can't live without love you. Like I am the only one for you. Every time I'm with you, never wanted to come to an end. Thought I told you that we won't stop. So happy, you're all in my heart. Come all you want to. Money, I'ma punch you. Girl, I wanna flaunt you. I'ma always want you when nobody wants you. If I die now, my love will still haunt you. Mace ain't the one that'll pay for your phone. Mace be the one that'll take you home. Even though I'm not the one that gave you the stone on your days alone. Not to make you moan. Everybody know I got more bounce than an ounce. Bad boy gets more money than you can count. Why I'm buying things you can't even pronounce. I do it to you, that for a large amount. You know where to be found. Why I be around till the winner is announced? When you go, girl, with thousands in your palm. Why you can't let bygones be bygones? Where you go? What must I do if I can't live without love?
Excuse me. I think you're right, babe. thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. Ha 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 ha. Hi guys, I'm Stephanie. Thank you guys for jumping on. I see our guests are here. We have Erica Granada there. We have Eli and Tristan Marshall. We have the Garrisons. Thank you so much. We are not going to take much of your time. I know 8 o'clock is a little early for some families, so we are going to get started. People may join us later. And if not, I have a link that I will send out to everybody so that you guys can also get it to your guests as well. Husband, scoot over.
Uh-oh.
Again, I'm Stephanie Gonzalez. I'm a double diamond here with ItWorks Global. I've been with the company for about 2.5 years, and we are here to share with you basically how we've been able to live life on our own terms. Power couple, we hear power couple, we may think it requires a certain status, a certain thing. And a power couple to us just means that you are locking arms together to achieve some things, to fight dreams together, and to fight back the status quo that sometimes the world can put on us. So without further ado, I want to make sure you guys know the vehicle that we partner with. We are ItWorks Global, so I'm actually going to share my screen, just give you guys a brief introduction, and then we'll jump right into these amazing stories we have. And it looks like I need to mute somebody. Yep. I did make our guest co-host, so if you guys, when it's your turn, you guys can unmute yourself. 1 second. Start share. Okay, so if I can bring your attention to my screen, can you guys see that okay? So we are ItWorks. We started in 2001 right here in actually Grand Rapids, Michigan. And our CEO, Mark Pentecost, actually, him and his wife, he was actually a coach. She was a teacher. And like most of us, they wanted just an extra $500 a month to make ends meet, whether it be paying off debt, creating a savings account, etc. And God blessed them in that industry. And they actually were able to launch their own company, which is ItWorks, in 2001. We launched with that crazy rap thing, but we soon launched a full line, including products that help with your body, with your skin, with your nutrition, with your overall health and wellness, like gut health, even anti-stress supplements. We have an amazing greens line. We actually just launched ItWorks. If you guys aren't familiar with keto, we have some people here that will probably get a little bit into that. It's been really life-changing, really helping people meet their goals, not only physically, but financially. And in 2009, we became debt-free. I believe that's very impressive because they actually made that happen during a time where a lot of companies were filing bankruptcy and having to close their doors. So this shows that this company has a really strong foundation and that they're very responsible. And in 2010, we actually became an international company. And very exciting news, we actually just launched in Korea yesterday and soon to be Mexico. So I'm very excited about all the different countries and all the different people we can reach through this platform. We actually were featured in Inc. 500, debuting with sales of over $450 million. And we are a family-owned company. This isn't something that people, the leadership come and go. We are very sound. I love the leadership. We're all about giving back. And in fact, I actually have commissions. Me and my husband, we donate to some of our endeavors that we give back to, like human trafficking, childhood pediatric cancer, etc. And in 2015, we really launched a campaign to help everybody dream, if you will. I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of dreams growing up, even him, that we kind of put on the back burner for the sake of our families. Maybe finances weren't there to fund those passion projects. But this is the vehicle to really, really help us dust those dreams back off. And in 2018 and beyond, we are all about focusing on fit, helping not only our reps, but our customers really get fit, not only financially, but physically. And so you are able to write your own story with this company. And so before I welcome my guests, I would like to give you guys a background of me and my husband. He's here today, and we are actually elementary sweethearts. We met in the 5th grade. I remember he used to write on his notebook, maybe high school, that he really wanted to allow me to be a stay-at-home mom. And so that was something that we were able to accomplish, but it took some time. So just to give you a background, in 2000, my son is about 2012, life hit. And we are here because as married couples, we know that finances can cause a lot of tension, especially the lack of. And life hit us, and we did not have the resources to fight back. He lost his job. I actually voluntarily resigned from my job before that happened. So we found ourselves in a position for the first time in our life, having to figure out, do we pay our mortgage or our utilities? We were at the mercy of the state to help us feed our families. So for the first time, we actually had food stamps, something that we never in our life would thought we would be having to use. And so we were here to just share that, God is good. He blessed my husband with a job. But then once we started home shopping again, we were able to gain some experience from life happening. And we knew that no longer did we want to be at the mercy of an employer or a corporate way up somewhere who doesn't even know our name to decide with one decision that you can no longer feed your family. So, husband, I would like for you to give a little bit about how that feels as a man to, because his job recently was cut by like 80%, right?
Oh yeah, as far as the business, that's why I support my wife 100% with the business, just because her drive for it and just seeing that extra stream of income, it is a stress reliever for most spouses. Mm-hmm. And just like you said, corporate America, the company I work for, they decided to let go 80% of my department, and they kept the top 5%. And that just lets you know, if a corporation can decide to dictate how it can change your life, you have to have multiple streams of income. There are things in place where you have a plan B or something in place where it can keep you stable. So, and that's pretty much my story. And like I said, not only, do we believe in a company, but it's just the products itself too. We believe in the products, and that's make it all the while. So.
Absolutely. And I remember being pregnant with my middle child, and I remember us being so stressed financially, and to the point where he really couldn't even enjoy my pregnancy because he was wondering about provision. So that's a little bit of our background. Fast forward, we just wanted to earn an extra $200 a month. We end up over time earning over $27,000 of bonuses. Now I'm able to earn an income where if anything happens to his job, I can step in and pay that mortgage. We can step in and do the things we need to do. And it has actually secured my place as a stay-at-home mom, where before I wondered, okay, we cannot depend on one stream of income ever again in life. What can I do? I have 3 boys, and I knew I didn't want to leave outside the home. So simply working from my phone part-time with people that I have fun with, I learn from, I'm inspired by. Losing weight, I'm down 7 pounds in 7 days. Keto works, guys. So I am very, very thankful for this opportunity. And now I'm going to welcome Erica and Rick Granada, because her story, I really love, is very unique, and I think she will really relate to a lot of you. Welcome, Erica.
Hi, thanks, Steph. Thank you. Well, we are Rick and Erica Granada, and we have been with the business for a little over 4 years. I actually was approached about the business a long time ago, about 8 years ago or so, and I wanted nothing to do with it. I was one of those people who I call myself a hater, to be honest with you. But I buy the wraps, so I wanted to try the wraps. And what's that? Oh, I thought you told me to stop.
No, it wasn't me.
I was talking to Alexa. Am I on?
Sorry.
Everybody's muted. I'm not sure what that is. I'll see if I can find what that is.
Okay. Anyways, I said I would never, I had done Mary Kay, like in 2000, 2001. And I said I would never do any type of network marketing again. I tried one wrap, and I did it without reading the directions. In fact, I was eating a bag of Doritos and a Diet Coke as I was wrapping, which, I know now that you're not supposed to do. And I just thought it was a scam. You hear all the time pyramid scams and people just trying to take your money, and the products don't work, and just the closed-minded comments that people and thoughts that people constantly have. And I was one of those people. Rick and I had moved a couple years later, and I found the other 3 wraps, and I thought, you know what? I had no idea if they expired or not, but I figured I had already paid for them, so I might as well try them again. So I actually Googled how to do them properly, and I had amazing results. And I thought, oh my goodness, this product, like, if it works on me, I can only imagine what it's going to do for other people. So I called the person that actually I had bought them from, and I apologized to her, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. This product is awesome. At the time, my husband and I had just bought a home, and our oldest daughter was getting ready to start high school, and we wanted to send her to a private school. She'd always gone to a private elementary school. Actually, it was kindergarten through 8th grade, and we wanted to be able to continue that. However, we had 2 other children also in private elementary school at the time, and we just knew that that extra $600 a month we would not be able to afford without struggling. And so I was looking to get a job because it was just very important to me that she went to that school. And I had always been a stay-at-home mom. I worked at the bank when I was younger, and I was a coach for a while. But other than that, I am a dropout as far as college goes, and I had no experience in anything. So I contacted Stephanie. I was actually looking to go back to school as well, and then he can share his part on that because that kind of freaked him out, thinking we were going to have college tuition too. So I contacted my enroller, Stephanie, and just said, hey, I do want another box of wraps. Tell me more about the business. And she said, for an extra $40, you can start this business and see what happens. And it was the best decision outside of obviously getting married and having my babies that I ever made. It's forever changed our life. We started for the extra $600 a month, and that quickly turned into what would be like a full-time income and then some, working a 9 to 5, but I was able to stay home with my babies, which was very important to me. So we've been able to do so much because of this business. We've made some amazing friends. But I'll tell you, one of the things that for me, and I'm sure he might say the same thing, is we don't fight over money anymore. And it's like when you have room to breathe and you have some freedom, it's amazing what can happen in your relationship. God has just blessed us beyond measure, and I truly believe that he brought this company into our life at the right time. But I'll let him. He has a little bit of a take on it too.
Yeah, like Erica said, when she originally bought the wraps years ago, my initial thought was, after the Mary Kay thing and all this, is great. Here's however, I forget how much the wraps were, but I'm like, well, that money's down the drain. This is going to be a waste of time. And like she said, fast forward to when she found the wraps again after we had moved back, and she may have been happy that the wraps worked. I was just doing everything I could to try to keep her from going back to college. Because like I say, like Erica said, our daughters were, in private school. I do work. I work full time. I make a decent living, but when you start talking tuition and everything, it was over $1,000 a month to go to school for our daughters. And like I say, I'm like, hey, you know what? Yep, give it a shot. Maybe I can at least get her, wait another semester or two, buy some more time. I know it won't work, but what the heck? I'm at least buying time for a semester or two. And I thank God to this day that not only did she find those wraps, but she stuck with it. Like I said, I do continue to work, but however, we could not have the lifestyle, nor would our children and our family be able to live the way we do without the income that ItWorks provides us.
The other thing real quick too is what he didn't mention is he was working a lot of overtime and missing games, volleyball games, track meets for our girls on Saturdays. And because of this extra income, he has not had to work any overtime at all for the last 3.5 years. He has literally been able to make every single game, every single tournament. He has not missed a single thing. And our oldest daughter is a senior this year, and so she's going to Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana, which is a 4-hour drive from us. And he never has to look back now and say, oh, I missed this, I missed that. And you just can't put a price on that. And that is what this income has done for us. Within the first 18 months, we had promoted to the second highest rank in the company and had earned $145,000 in bonuses, you guys. And it was all something that we did from our phone. And because we said yes with that $99 investment. So yeah, it's definitely forever changed our life.
And I will add, not only the valuable time that you can't get back, being able to do what you want with your kids. The other important thing for me was just the stress. I don't stress anymore about work. I mean, before, when it was a full burden, being the sole income earner, I'd have nightmares. I'd literally have nightmares about work. And now, you know, I do keep my job. People sometimes ask me, well, why do you still work if you don't have to? I'll be honest with you, you know, we still have kids at home, so we want them to have a normal life. So it's not like we can just get up and pack and go anytime we want to. You know, if we didn't have kids, plus we'd probably kill each other if we were together 24/7. But even though I go to work every day, it's 8 hours. No stress whatsoever. I mean, my boss can yell at me as much as he wants, and I'm just like, okay. To where before, it was probably going to put me in the grave. I probably would have had a heart attack by now, to be honest with you, just because of the stress that some of it self-inflicted, that I allowed financial stress, what it was doing to me physically. And that's a huge part, at least from my perspective, not only not having to miss anything of my children, but just not to basically have a job that if I lost it tomorrow, it wouldn't be the end of the world. To where, go back 5 years ago, I don't know what I would have done, to be honest with you. So that's a huge, huge perspective from my point of view when it comes to ItWorks.
Thank you guys so much. And I know Erica's story. I'm actually on her team. And I remember her sharing the story with me before. And I just respect you for even just keep going in this company in the beginning where you necessarily didn't have a supportive husband over this new business. But he saw you were committed. He came around and now he's like, ItWorks is the best thing ever.
Right.
So just to the women here, I know not everybody has a supportive husband. My husband's like, go make all the money, do what you got to do. And other men, exactly. He's like, retire me.
Right.
But so I admire you for just really sticking your guns and going for and showing him that it definitely works and your life is so much better for it. I've watched you buy your daughter's truck. You just bought your dream. I don't even know what it's called. Some big, humongous mobile home.
Yeah, we got a fifth wheel.
So they are definitely living life on their own terms. I'm honored in your team. So thank you guys. Speaking of being retired, he doesn't really want to be retired, but that would be amazing. But this next couple actually did just that. Let's see if I can find them. Looks like, oh, here they are. So we are going to have the Garrisons. This is the first time we've met face to face, so I'm very thankful for you guys taking your time out. I watch your feed all the time. You guys are such an inspiration. So thank you so much. They are a full-time family, so please share your journey with us. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, nice to meet you, Stephanie. Hey, y'all. So Patrice and
Corey.
Hey. So we've been with ItWorks for 5 years. I am a former human resources professional. And what did you used to do?
I did telecom sales for basically the majority of my life.
So he was the Comcast guy or Verizon guy knocking at your door, basically. So drastically different lifestyle than what we are accustomed to. So just a little bit about my journey. ItWorks found me when I had my first panic attack ever, checking my student loan statement, seeing that I was going to owe like 6 figures in student loans. And I'm like, you just sign off on the line. You don't know how much you're signing up for. And you look back and I have my master's degree, I'm getting underpaid. And now I have this big bill that I have to pay every month that costs me more than what my actual rent was. So now I have to change some things. So tried the part-time job. He threw a tantrum. I would make enough crock pot food to get through the week. So I couldn't come home and cook. I would go right from a full-time job. I was a government employee, and then go right to my part-time job as a call center girl. I guess call girl. Okay, but call center girl. So I'm like, Corey, let me make enough food so you can eat because I won't be home. And he ate the whole meal in like a day and was like, no, what you going to eat?
That's my way of protesting the stupidity of the part-time job. I didn't like it one bit.
It was hard. We had a new relationship. So you want to spend time with your significant other. It's a couple's call, right? You find someone you actually like, a human you actually like, and you want to spend time with them. And now we can't because we work so much. So ItWorks found me. I actually quit that job the day before I went to an ItWorks party. I'm like, you know what? I worked all these hours part-time, and I'm coming home with a $200 check after working for 2 weeks. and I still can't. I'm still broke, and I still can't pay my bills, and I'm doing all I can. So, went to a party having no intentions on becoming a distributor, and ended up coming home like, Corey, guess what? And he's like, I mean, he could tell you guys himself, but he was just not for it. It was like, they got you. They tricked you. Now you need to go have a seat because it's not going to work.
So I'll interject in here a little bit. So when she came back home from that party and she's like, hey, like, I'm super excited. Like, I'm like, okay, wait, stop 1 second. Right. So like, I am the seasoned sales guy, right? I've done like 10 gazillion sales, right? So I know all the talk and all the lingo. And I'm like, okay, explain it to me. And as she's explaining it to me, and I'm saying this just for, the guys that are here listening, as she's explaining, it all starts to make sense, right? And usually us as guys, it's our role to protect our family. So like we're automatically like, nope, not trying to hear it. This is going to be something that's going to cost us money or take us away from, our focus being on X, our focus being on, getting rid of debt or just trying to make ends meet. And, as she was explaining to me, I was like, well, that kind of makes sense, actually. So, yeah, why don't you go try to do that? Like, what's the harm in trying it, right? It can't be worse than that part-time job. So one of the greatest decisions I did was not being like in the way and blocking that from the get-go, right? And, I like to say that I knew how this all was going to pan out, but I didn't. I didn't know this thing would be around for 5 hours, 5 days, let alone 5 years.
Good. That's good. So he gave his hesitant yes, and my fire was lit. I have struggled with my weight my entire life. So to find something that motivated me to eat healthier, to just see a little change in your body, and you're like, maybe I'll drink water today. Like the rep does that for us. So now I'm getting my body back. I used Fat Fighters my first month, lost 8 pounds. Now I'm getting skinny. Now people are asking me what's working for me, where did I get this from? And it snowballed. So I ran. I went diving in my first 3 months, and now I bring home a $10,000 bonus. And in the midst of that, he said yes. He was the ruby to my diamond. So he was earning about $500 when I went diamond. So he caught that vision when I called him from work one day and said, it's not even payday. They paid me $600. I don't know why.
Well, let's talk about how that vision got fostered, right? Sure. Because that was the payoff, but there's also a build up before you get to that point. So what ended up happening was, this was her thing. I always like to tell people, us as guys, we don't know what y'all do to get ready. We just know that you get ready, you look good, we compliment you, we just go on about our business, right? Like guys getting ready, we just throw a little water on our face, don't even dry it off, put our pants on, and we gone, right? And I would see her doing this business, and I would see people coming to the house, right? I would see the excitement. I didn't understand how the products work. Heck, I didn't even know what the heck they were, to be honest with you. I just saw people excited and people were getting results. And because I saw that, and because I saw how this was changing her, how this was lighting a fire within her, how this was potentially something that could really mean something from a monetary standpoint, that started getting me more and more and more interested. So I always hear people, they'll see us and they'll say, how do I get my husband involved? How do I get my spouse involved? Well, you got to jump in first, right? Because I would not have cared if she just would have half-assed it, right? I would have been like, oh, whatever. Like, that's just something she was doing. I got no sweat in the game. I don't care if it's here today or gone tomorrow. So I just wanted to mention that because we all know the payoff, but sometimes we miss that build up to it.
Yeah. So I was wrapping 2 people per night and, bringing home about anywhere from $50 to $100 in cash per night. So that's Chinese food money. That's important to me. But then it started being bill money. Then it paid the rent. And he's like, what's going on here? So that Fast Start payout of $600 when I got my first 6 team members, Fast Start qualified, now we're talking rent money, coming in just bonus money. So went triple diamond in 5 months, spoiler alert with that. And that was pure passion, pure excitement, pure, I'm just having fun getting paid for it. And that replaced my entire state government income. So, it sounds like I'm on, okay, so my state employee salary because I was working hard. So that was incredible. And I came home hesitantly, but, it comes a point where you're really working this business full-fledged where you're like, I can't do both. I can't work for this person and build this income where I can build it. So I took another leap of faith, came home, and decided I wanted to retire my husband, because now, again, the same thing. Now I see a vision of us spending all of our time together, which is probably, most couples are like, that's terrible. Like, we don't separate. It's actually really sickening. So we love it because y'all know, like, we spend every moment together. So we want to do that. And we literally were like, all right, let's retire you, Corey. And we did it. So it took like two years after we bought our home to do that.
No. 2 years into the business.
Oh, a year. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So a year later.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing too, and then I'll kind of speak this to some of the guys that are on here, either watching live or watching on a replay. This whole retire me talk was not something that I was with. Okay. So, I was really good at what I did, and I got to work from home, and I made 6 figures doing it. So I figured there's no reason for me to leave my job. We could just make more money. And it wasn't until this business helped to rewire me. And I know that's a term that we throw around, but it's literally what happened. And I realized that, like, hey, just making $100,000 in a year was not the end all be all. There was actually more. And I had never allowed myself to dream bigger than that, because I was just conditioned to work and get a paycheck, right? Just like, the droves and droves of people that wake up every morning to an alarm clock, punching a clock at work, leave and drive back home. I was stuck in that mindset. This business really allowed for me to, be awakened to something different. So we tell the stories, but like, here are the buildups to that. Here's those payoffs to that, right? Because there's going to be peaks and valleys with it. She would say, I'm going to retire you, and I'd be like, you are crazy, but whatever. I'm not interested, but if you want to, that makes you work harder so we can go do more stuff, thumbs up. But like, when the time comes, I'm not leaving. All right.
Yeah.
But I left literally the day after we closed on our house. I was like, hey, so I'm not, I'm done. I'm not doing it no more. I got the house, but I quit.
I quit. And just the business has funded every dream board item that we could have put on our dream board from that initial sign up. Like, you get a dream board in your kit when you first started. And, we bought our dream home. We got married. The business paid for our rings, even to, have a wedding and get engaged and all that good stuff. So everything from age 24 to I'll be 30 this year, this business has funded for us. And it's just been incredible. So our new adventure is being parents. Our daughter is almost 18 months, and to not miss a day, to not have to use daycare, to not have to worry about where diapers or wipes money is coming from.
So let's interject in a little bit on that, right? Because there's probably a lot of people here that are parents, right?
Sure.
Like, this is a couples themed call. There's probably a lot of people with kids. I would have never been able to have the type of relationship with my wife and my daughter without this business, okay? Right. And granted, I didn't struggle from a monetary standpoint with my job, but I gave my time in exchange for a paycheck. With this business, I don't miss time with my daughter. There is no daycare, okay? There's nothing that my kid does that someone can tell me. There's nothing. When she does something new, we look at each other and say, well, that was a new word. And we're hearing it together for the first time instead of reading it on a daycare report. If nothing else gets that fire burning in your belly, just that alone, right? The fact that, like, you literally get the opportunity to raise the kids that you have and don't have to, bust them off or ship them off to some house or some facility or whatever, just so that way you can exchange your time for work. You can actually have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah. So that's where we are. We work this business together. So, we're even right now, again, divvying out what are our strengths in 2018. So, Corey doesn't mind messaging. I am a blue, so it's really hard for me to sit still.
So before you go, before you go into that, let's talk about that a little bit, right? Because so here's two people that are successful that are in the business, right? You say, hey, I aspire to do that, but how do you do that? So the first thing is, and I'll talk to the ladies here. There are things that you want your spouse to do and things that you need your spouse to do, that's right? Yeah. You want your spouse to sign up 8 distributors in a day and sign up 36 customers the next day, right? But that's not what you need to have happen. So what you need to figure out is, what are your strengths? What are his strengths? What can you do? What can he do? And merge that together. Now, I happen to be, very active in the business, right? Like, we compete with each other, right? So she went diamond in 90 days. I went diamond in 90 days. She went triple in 5 months. I went triple in 5 months, right?
It's real life in here.
She started winning after that, but, I caught up to her. We're both presidential, all right? Yeah. So she beats me to ambassador. That's great. I'm going to go ahead and get there next. So just because Kid Toys. Just because, I'm active in the business doesn't mean that that's the only way that you can be successful as a guy, right? It can be something where maybe you're running the reports for her, right, in eSuite. Maybe you are bringing potentials to your wife, right? Maybe you're out blitzing. You say, hey, listen, talk to my wife about it. Let me get your number. I'll have her give you a ring. Your success in this business can look a couple different ways. So there is no right way, there is no wrong way, but you have to be active and apply yourself for that unit to come together well. So continue with the divvying up the
that's
strengths.
really it. I was
Okay.
giving an example, but we divvy it out and figure out what his strengths are, what mine are. We're both introverts, but we both like people. So somehow we work it all out, and we have fun and enjoy serving people. So we mesh on that. And this business has given us an avenue to both bring our strengths to the table and get paid 6 figures for it. So that's kind of all we got. We love it. We know you guys have the same potential that we do. And it can look how you guys want it to. But put your heads together. No one cares more about the income in your household but you guys. So if you can do something together, have some fun with it, you're going to be able to reach heights that you wouldn't have otherwise seen.
And again, the other thing, just to be straight up transparent with you guys, we're just regular folks, right? Like people will see the acclaims and the awards and the this and that and the third, and you think that we're special, we're something different. We put our pants on the same way that you guys do. This business still scares the living crap out of me every single day, right? When I, talk to a new person, when I'm, trying to close a distributor or customer, I'm still as scared as I was day one, 5 years into it, right? But the thing that helps me to overcome that is I have a goal that I'm working towards. And that goal will change, right? And it should change if you're having success, right? But the driving factors are still the same, right? Like I know that this is going to allow for me to do something that I haven't done before. So I'm willing to face those fears and rise to them instead of facing those fears and running, right? So I just want to make sure that, again, we're very transparent with that. You don't just have success and then everything floats, right? The same wind blows on us all. So you don't pray for less problem, you pray for more skills.
That's it. Well, that's all we got, Carl.
Well, that was amazing. And if you guys didn't catch it, she was retired. You said 24 and him 27?
24 and 27 for him.
Wow. So we was trying to figure out how to remember to pay our light bill at 24. So that's amazing.
We were trying to figure it out, but when you see something and you pray for something and it shows up at your door, you got two options, and I decided to go for it.
That's awesome. And we're going to bring up our next guest, but so for some of you that don't know the ranks they're talking about, I'm actually going to show you really quick so you guys can understand the magnitude of the type of income that's available here. So Rick and Erica shared first. They are actually presidential diamonds here. Corey and Patrice are also presidential. Sounds like both of them. So that's ×2 coming into their household. And this is monthly, guys. This isn't yearly. This is monthly. And our next guests are also presidential diamonds as well. So we are going to invite them on. Let me stop my share so I can, 1 second. Figure out how to stop my share. Okay. So hi, Eli and Trista. You guys are.
Hi, how are you guys?
Yes, and you are like the fit couple. You guys are super toned and ripped. We want to be like them. So let us know how your passion for fitness. Were you always passionate about fitness? Is this something that caught the bug with ItWorks? So just tell us your story, how you got started, and where you are today.
All right, perfect. Well, hello, everybody. Like she said, we are Trista and Eli Marshall, and we are Presidential Diamonds with the company. I actually just had my 3-year anniversary yesterday, which is nuts. Wow. So let's just jump into our story. You want me to tell it?
Fire away.
Jump in? Okay. We have a tendency to talk really long, so we'll try to keep it short for you guys. But our journey starts 3 years ago. 3.5 years ago. I was a registered nurse. He was a career firefighter. We owned a sports performance business that he had worked his tail off to start from the ground up. We have 2 kids. Life was busy, but we lived a life where we would see each other Monday morning. I might see him again on the weekend if he wasn't on shift at the fire station. So things were it was crazy. We had good careers, but we never, ever had time together. We were so stinking busy running a million different directions.
Much like the last couple, we kind of sacrificed our time for the money we made. Money was great, but we sacrificed that time. And we got to thinking about it. And, back then I didn't get married to not be with my wife. And that's what we were doing. We just weren't together, and it just wasn't a great scenario and a great situation to be in. And go on.
All right. So the very first time ItWorks came into my life, it was actually from a high school acquaintance of his. And I happened to be friends with her on Facebook. And when I saw her start posting about ItWorks and this crazy rap thing, I took my phone to him and I was like, what do you think about what she's doing? And he literally was like, do not even get a thought in your head about joining one of those companies. One, we completely misunderstood what the rap was about. He obviously, like, he's a sports performance guy. He was a baseball player. He was a collegiate athlete. I've always been pretty active, and we just totally misunderstood what the rap was all about. We thought all these people were just blasting this, go do what you want, blast on this skinny rap, and you're gonna lose tons of weight. We were so wrong.
And it wasn't just the rap and the products that I didn't believe in, which was miseducation on my part. It was the fact that I allowed the generation before me, meaning my parents and my grandparents, to formulate my opinion about network marketing. Okay, I didn't do my own research, so it was just my own stubbornness that led to lack of activity and lack of belief in an industry like this, and that was my fault. And so looking back, I'm really glad that I was able to set that stubbornness down.
Well, part of that is he had worked very hard to build a business the old-fashioned way, where you have to spend a lot of money and you have to put in a lot of hours and a lot of time to build that business to even make a profit. So fast forward, I continued to watch on Facebook for about 8 months. And in that time, we had worked very hard as a couple to get out of debt, which was incredible. But at the same time, my car was on its last leg. We were going to have to pay for a car. We really, really wanted to pay for this car in cash. And no matter how good of money we were making, there was always more month than money. We always thought we should have all this left over at the end of every month to put aside for a car. It was never there. Stuff always came up. And the only way for me to change that in doing what we were doing was to pick up an extra shift, or for him to pick up an extra shift, which meant 24 hours away from our family. And that wasn't something we were willing to do. And so at the time, the girl I was watching on Facebook actually earned a $50,000 bonus. And that was it. I was like, you know what? This girl is a single mom. She's able to take her family and take her parents to Disney and pay cash. She bought a new house. She has done all of these things as a single mom, working single mom. And here we are doing what we're supposed to do. We're working good careers, but we cannot get ahead. Like, I'm done. Like, we're going to change something, or nothing is ever going to change. So I took the idea to him again, and he was a little bit more open to it. And he was like, you know what, honestly, what's it going to hurt? You spend $100 at Target and you don't even know what you walked out with. So go for it.
Well, and as a man, if you don't support your wife right now, it's high time you start. And that's just the truth. You got married, so support her. That's a little bit of a tip that you probably already knew. But the case was, like I said, I went to bed that night and I prayed about it, because initially on the second time, I told you no again. And I went to bed and I prayed about it. The next morning, I woke up convicted to tell her, listen, if this is something you want to do, I'm going to support you. Even if I don't support the business, I'm going to support you in your endeavor to improve our lives. So there's a difference in supporting the business and supporting your wife. You don't have the option, men, to not support your husbands. Or to support, or your husbands. I mean your wives. You do not have that opportunity. All right? That's not an option for you. So support your wife starting now if you don't.
Or your husbands, whatever.
Or your husband.
All right. So I jumped in, and honestly, at the time, there was a $500 bonus available. And I jumped all in for that $500 bonus. And you guys, right now, you have a $5,000 bonus available to you. It is completely doable. You will have a team surrounding you that will teach you what to do, how to earn it. So you guys just get in and run, and it can happen. But I jumped all in for a $500 bonus. So pretty quickly, I promoted to what's called Ruby and got the $500 bonus. And actually, at that time, they bumped it up that month. Lucky for me. And it actually turned into a $1,000 bonus. And I turned around the next month and earned it for him. And kind of from then, I was like, well, that wasn't that hard. I just really, I got to work. I did what my leaders were telling me to do. And we continued to promote. And to make a really long story short, Within 10 months, I had more than replaced my full-time nursing salary, and we had to have that conversation. Our kiddos are only little once. I wanted to be home. I never knew I wanted to be home because I loved my job, and I honestly never thought it was a possibility. So I never really even dreamed about being a stay-at-home mom because I never thought it would be in the cards for me. But here we are. We were 10 months in, and it definitely was in the cards. And so I made the decision to leave my full-time job and come home to be with my babies and be able to continue to build my business from the park, from the school pickup line, from wherever the heck my kids were. I was able to work from my cell phone and build a full-time income for me. That summer, we paid cash for the new Denali sitting in our garage. And then 2 years into the business, we had to have that conversation again about, well, crap, now we're making a multiple 6-figure annual income. Do you want to come home as well? And so 2 years into the business, he came home to be with the kiddos as well. And we worked this business completely together. It has been the biggest blessing ever for our family. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the time that we get to spend together, the ability to dream together. In our careers, we never, ever could dream because we were just worried about paying the bills. So we couldn't think about how can we bless others? How can we, pay off our parents' debt? How can we retire our parents? Those were conversations that we were never going to be able to have working our careers. But now, because of this company, we get to have those conversations.
I think one word that we could definitely use for the life that we live now is fulfilled or fulfillment. When you're working a job 9 to 5, and like the last couple said, punching a clock for somebody else to build their dream, it's very difficult to achieve fulfillment. But when you're running after dreams that are your own dreams, when you have time to do the things that are most valuable to you, meaning time with your spouse or time with your kids or time with your parents or time with your friends and loved ones, you get closer and closer and closer to fulfillment. And fulfillment is something you cannot put a price tag on. So truly, this opportunity is one that you cannot put a price tag on. $99 is a bargain at any rate.
Yeah. And just what it boils down to, what we get to help people do, we get to help them financially, and we get to help them become the healthiest versions of them. That's always been a passion of ours, is health and fitness. And y'all, they have taken it to a whole nother level. Since the end of last year with the introduction of What the Fit and the introduction of keto. I can't tell you, we were that crazy wrap company before, but now we are the leader in health and wellness products. And honestly,
guys, the truth of the matter is this. I used to be a product supplement snob, and that is embarrassing to say. Okay, I'm very ashamed of that. Since I was 14 years old, I had ran into GNC or the vitamin shop and spent what little money I did have on supplements to try to get this and that result. When I first joined this company, or when she first joined this company, I thought there's just no way that these products can stack up. I'm here to tell you that even if I left ItWorks today, these are the supplements that I would take. They are top of the line stuff. I promise you from the bottom of my heart, you can share these products with conviction. You can rest assured that what you're sharing with people work if they work. Okay, it's much like the opportunity. This entire thing, products included, work if they work with consistency and diligence. And that's just the bottom line.
Hands down. I mean, we're 20 times healthier than we were in our 20s and our 30s because of this company.
You believe that girls in their 30s?
Greens have completely changed our lives. Probiotic, the list is very long if I list off all my favorite products, but hands down, the top of the line health and wellness products out there. And it's just a blessing to be able to share those with others and get paid a 6-figure income to do it. So,
and get passionate about it, guys. Share with energy. That is truthfully the thing that gets us to where we've gotten to. Is just the fact that we share all of our products and this opportunity with such passion and belief. And I just think that's mega, mega important.
Yeah. We're just excited for everybody on here because this opportunity can completely change your life if you're just willing to give it a shot. So that's our story in a nutshell.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And I know you mentioned a little bit about what it takes to get started. It's a one-time $99 investment. And right now we have an amazing promotion. So I'm actually going to share what that looks like. Share my screen once more. Here you go. So you are going to join our company. You're going to get what's called a free Fit 5 package. And so we talked about this fit movement. Elijah, my son is walking around, sorry. This free Fit 5, your guys are going to be able to get a free 2-day cleanse. The cleanse changed me and his life. Do you guys know you have sludge just sitting in your gut waiting to be released? That cleanse is going to be able to give you instant results. You're going to be able to sample our greens, the greens that Trista just shared. I know Erica, the greens were able to help her lose like 32 pounds in addition to another product. Keto coffee, if you need energy, this is it. Our whole ItWorks line is amazing. Like I said, I've never been able to lose weight this quickly. And you're also going to get that package of body wrap so you guys can both try it and some other samples. So you guys can get fit and get paid immediately. And on top of that, we actually have a $5,000 bonus available that you can earn within your first 2 calendar months. So what does that mean? After we get off this call, you're going to contact the person who invited you. You're going to say, you know what, we may need an extra $200 a month, $500 a month, or eventually, like our friends are sharing, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. I'm not there yet. We're at the $5,000 mark, and that's something I never even imagined we would get to as quickly as we did. And I went on way slower pace because we were comfortable. My husband makes a really good living. He's been surpassed a 6-figure, but I don't see this dude. I never see him. Just like now, he's in the bathroom on a call with a customer. So this is just a really good opportunity to call some shots in your life, to live life on your own terms, and to basically have that security that we all need. Do we have any questions? You guys can leave them in the chat, but we welcome, thank you guys for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it. And this business has just been a blessing, not only to us, but so many people that we've connected with. Normally you see, 1 or 2 people doing well in a company, but I can look around, I can pick up my phone, I can scroll my Facebook, I can scroll my Instagram and see that it does not matter who you are, what level of education, what you look like, if you're big, if you're small, if you're dark, if you're light, if you're white, if you're black, if you're Indian, if you're Korean. This company has an amazing vehicle for us to literally pick up and simply follow the steps. We have very simple steps to success that gives us a blueprint to show us exactly what we want to earn and exactly the amount of income we can earn if we follow that blueprint. So thank you guys. This is amazing. This is my first time hosting something like this with other couples. So I appreciate you guys joining us, and we thank you so much for taking time out of your evening. So if you're my guest, if you've been invited here, the person who invited you sees enough in you. They see something in you that say, hey, you could rock this with me. So reach out to them, let them know what you think, and let them know if you would like to join us. So thank you guys. You have a good night. And I do have this recorded. So if you have guests that couldn't make it, you guys can be able to send that out as well. Thank you. I'm going to close up with some music.